believe this Delta variant nonsense. Stop it. Stop it. I know right-wing watching. I don't care. If they go through round 2 and you start showing up all these masks and all this nonsense, I'll ask you to leave. I will ask you to leave. I am not playing these Democrat games up in this church. If you want a social distance, go to First Baptist Church, but don't come to this one. I'm done with it. I said I'm done with it. I ain't playing these stupid games.
Okay, so we just looked at that video, and you should be shocked as well as I am. That's wrong. Point blank, simple, that's wrong. Now, when we understand the scriptures, the Bible tells us that the Holy Spirit exalts Christ in us and urges us to exalt Christ and to exalt righteousness, right? So then I don't necessarily have a problem with your political stance on masks, on vaccines, or any of that. I do have a problem with you taking your political stance to the pulpit. That is not the place for you to preach Republican rhetoric. That is not the place for you to preach Democrat rhetoric. That is not the place for you to preach politics. This is the place for you to preach Jesus Christ. Now, should some area of politics, should some part of politics interfere with the gospel message, then you preach away at that thing. Do masks deter you from hearing the gospel of Jesus Christ? Do masks deter you from believing the gospel of Jesus Christ? No. You may not like them. You might have your reservations about them, and I'm fine with that. That's all well and good. That doesn't change the message. Our message should not change. Does whether you choose to get the vaccine or not, is the vaccine the mark of the beast? No, it's not. So then, do I not see the agenda behind it? I think I do. I believe I do. Does that change our message? Absolutely not. The Holy Spirit comes to exalt Christ. So then if the Holy Spirit is moving in our church, then we should be seeing Christ exalted in our preaching, in our singing, in the message that is coming from our churches. So then if we are somehow not seeing Christ exalted, if we're having a rant about vaccines and masks, or in some churches, you'll have people saying the very opposite of him. If you don't come in here wearing your mask, if you don't go get your shot, you're not allowed. That is wrong. Romans 14, verse 23 tells us that we have a right to not wear a mask or to wear a mask. Wherever your faith is, that is where your conscience lies. And therefore, if the Bible does not have a strict do not on that particular thing, as it doesn't for wearing a mask, then guess what? It is of your conviction. It is your conscience that should guide you. Do you have faith that God will keep you without a mask? Then don't wear one. Do you feel like you want to wear a mask? Then wear it. And no preacher or any in the leadership should be telling you, nor should it be preached to you or preached from a pulpit that should be exalting Christ, that they'll kick you out if you do or do not wear a mask, or if you do or do not get a vaccine. That's wrong. The church should never do this. But because our idols have become politics, our idols have become whatever is the current news trend of the day, then we forgot to preach the message. We let what's good possibly become the enemy of what's best, and what's best is the gospel. Stick to the script.